How we doing, everybody? Matt here with OddsJam, here to give you some more NFL bets to lock in for NFL Sunday, Week 13. So there are two bets that I actually have already locked in. As you can see, the check mark on both of these bets. We'll get into them in just a second here. Of course, both bets were found using OddsJam, using the positive expected value page. And of course, all of the other bets that I will find for this video that I'm going to lock in with you guys will be found using OddsJam. But first, let's chat about this Baltimore Ravens one. First half spread minus 4.5. This is at plus 105 on FanDuel. So the no vig line that OddsJam calculates prices this to be at about plus 101. So just above even money. So basically just about a 49% chance of hitting, essentially, which is what this the OddsJam perfect line calculates this to be, 49.66%. So these no vig odds, it's important to understand that where they come from, right? They come from so OddsJam backtested. Let me back up a little bit here. OddsJam backtested thousands and thousands and thousands of betting opportunities, right? And their goal of all of this testing, all of this data validation, data finding, was to just figure out, all right, to answer one simple question: what sportsbooks consistently do the best job at pricing odds? That's pretty much all they're trying to figure out, right? What sportsbooks over the course of time, historically, do the best job at pricing odds? Once that determination has been made from all of this data, then what OddsJam does is uses that to kind of set the markets moving forward. So these no vig odds are pulled from those sharp sports books. In this case, again, pricing it at plus 101. So the positive EV play, as you can see here, bolded, the blue little rectangle around it, Ravens minus 4.5 first half spread, plus 105 at FanDuel. Positive EV, any number where we get above plus 101 on the Ravens side, or minus 101 essentially on the Broncos side, more favorable, would be positive EV. In this case, it's on the Ravens side. All in all, equates to a profit margin of just below 2%, 1.8%. So for me, I risked a full unit on this one. I put $100 on this one. So my profit margin for this bet, $1.80. Not a huge amount by any means. It's also only one bet. It's also going to be realized tonight. So it's not like standard stock market where you have to wait sometimes multiple years to realize your profit. This will be realized on Sunday around 4:25 Eastern, something like that, whenever the game ends. And again, it's just one bet. So how many bets do you think you place in a day, especially for NFL Sunday? Like for me, over the course of a week, I'm just hammering bets for Sunday. I end up having 20, 25 outstanding bets. So this $1.80 turns into $50. Sometimes I'm placing EV percent plays above 1.8%. So $50 maybe on an NFL Sunday. You do that every single day, and you start to kind of understand how much money you can make. So anyways, for this play, the math, what I've talked about, is obviously important. It also can only take you about 4 seconds to look at the math. Oh, no vig odds, plus 101. EV percent, 1.8. But there's additional work that I recommend doing if you are positive expected value betting. Now, you could blindly bet all of these and be profitable in the long run. You absolutely could. For me, I like to do a little bit extra digging and just see and make sure that I'm placing the most profitable bets. And by extra digging, all I mean is click this button and look at where every other sports book prices this play at. So the bet we are placing, Baltimore Ravens minus 4.5. The odds that we are placing the bet at is at plus 105. So we're basically, what I'm trying to do here is determine, is the plus 105 that I am betting a true outlier when compared to the rest of the betting market or not? It's a pretty simple question, pretty easy to figure out as well. Just look at all the other sports books. It kind of helps seeing these average odds here. So average odds of minus 107, 12-cent difference, and just in terms of the average. But now let's look individually. Caesars, minus 110 each way. Basically saying we think that this is a 50-50 outcome. We don't have a guess whether it's going to go Ravens or Broncos, so we're going to price it at 50-50. DraftKings has it a little bit favored towards the Broncos, but they still have it at minus money. The Ravens at minus 105, 10-cent difference between FanDuel. Betfred has the same odds as Caesars, has it at -110 each way, basically saying we think it's 50-50. BetRivers favors the Broncos a little bit as well, not as much as DraftKings does. They're also charging more juice here. They have the Broncos side at -118, the Ravens side at -112. And then, most importantly, we see Pinnacle here. They have the Ravens side at -109, the Broncos side at -105, favoring the Ravens. So we're getting this play at plus money, which means that if we win 50% of our bets, so let's pretend we are placing 1,000 bets at plus 105. If we win 50% of those bets, we will be profitable. So this is a profitable bet to both Caesars and Betfred. But if you look at Pinnacle, and Pinnacle is the sharpest sportsbook in the world, of all the testing, Pinnacle is the sharpest. Pinnacle actually favors the Ravens. So they think that the more likely scenario here, unlike Caesars and Betfred, which just have it 50-50, unlike DraftKings and BetRivers, which just have it at favoring the Broncos, Pinnacle thinks that the Ravens are the more likely scenario here in terms of covering this 4.5 spread. So all in all, this is a really good bet, a really good price. So I hit it for $100. Next one that I hit for $100, the Detroit Lions plus 2.5, -113 odds at FanDuel. So the no-vig line that OddsJam calculates has this at -116. So we got it at -113. There you go. Your positive expected value. EV percent on this one of about 1.36%. Now, again, on this one, I risked to win a unit. So I risked $113 to profit $100. So for you, unit sizing this at home, whatever one unit is for you is what I would recommend putting on this one. A full unit to win. So again, if your unit size is like me, $100, $100 equals one unit. I want to win one unit. I put 113. And look at all the other sports books and where they price it. So -113 at FanDuel. BetRivers is kind of close, more in the middle, but closer to the FanDuel line at -121. It's still not positive EV on BetRivers, right? -121, no-vig line at -116. So not a plus EV play, kind of closer to FanDuel. And then look at every other book. BetMGM -130, PointsBet -130, Caesars -145, DraftKings -130, -131, Pinnacle -131 as well. And since this is a standard point spread, what you can do is open this in a new tab and it will show you where other sports books are pricing this market. Where does every book have this market priced at? And as we can see, every other book has this main line at +1.5 or +1. And we got it, as you remember, at +2.5. So every other book thinks that it should be closer than it is. And then for point spreads and main lines, the three books you want to use to set markets and kind of use them as the true line. Oh, this book has this way. We want to find the opposite. We want to find an outlier to that. BetOnline has this at +1. Again, we got it at +2.5. Bookmaker has it at +1.5. We got it at +2.5. And Bookmaker favors the Lions to cover +1.5. Again, we got it a point higher at +2.5. Pinnacle has it at +1 as well. They also think that the Lions are more likely at +1. So it's just insane the value you can find by using OddsJam and then just by line shopping, right? It's not that complicated of a system. You just use every single sports book to take advantage of each other. Like if there's 7 books and they all have odds priced differently, and you see odds ranging from -113 to -145, one of them has to be incorrect, right? It just doesn't make sense logically to have a 28-point swing, 23-point swing, 32, whatever the number is, point swing between one book and the other, and have them both be correct, right? Like you can't have a stock trading at $300 and $250 per share. It has to be one way or the other, right? And if one of them has that, one of them's incorrect. And we're just using all of the books to figure out which one is incorrect. And in both of these cases, it was FanDuel. So those are 2 bets that I've already locked in. Let me give this page a refresh. Let me look at more up-to-date lines. I don't hate the Lions money line. I mean, you're getting such a good price on them at +2.5. Getting their money line at +110 isn't a horrible play as well. I'm probably going to sit it out because I already have so much exposure on the Lions. But if you guys want to double dip, this isn't a horrible play. Lions money line at +110. Novig odds price this at plus 107.21. So it is a positive EV play there. But this is one that I do like, that I am going to make one of my official bets. The New York Jets first half money line, plus 135. This is at PointsBet. The Novig odds have this at about plus 132. We can round down, plus 132.2. We can round down. And look at the other books that price it. Plus 135 at PointsBet. Pinnacle is the closest at plus 129. And then we see plus 125, plus 122, plus 120, and then plus 115. 20 to 10 to 6 cents lower than this PointsBet line at plus 135. So this is going to be my third bet for this NFL betting slate. Both of them, all three of them, I really like. This PointsBet one, I would just recommend putting half of a unit on it. So I put a full unit on the first two. This one, I'm just recommending half a unit, PointsBet plus 135. But I do think that it is a good price. So we actually see an arbitrage opportunity here on the Broncos first half team total over under. We see DraftKings has the over 6.5 at minus 110. We see BetRivers has the under 6.5 at plus 114. You can actually arbitrage these and make money regardless of the outcome. If you see the odds here, minus 110 versus plus 114. If you bet like $100, you'd profit 114. If you risked 110, you would profit 100. No matter what happens in that scenario, you are not losing money. So arbitrage is another way to make good money, profitable sports betting. You could arbitrage. In terms of these two plays, the higher EV is on the over 6.5. Do they just get one touchdown, one measly touchdown? And it also has, actually, I would take both of them. They're both really good plays in and of themselves. And this shows the importance of why you want to look at every other sports book, because you can see the wide ranging prices, right? Like plus 114 at BetRivers. DraftKings has it at minus 110. PointsBet has it at minus 105. Pinnacle has it at plus 108. This in and of itself is a good price. And then the over, minus 110 on DraftKings. The other sports books, BetRivers has it 40 cents higher at minus 150. PointsBet has it 15 cents higher at minus 125. Pinnacle at minus 127. Another good price. Individually, these are both good bets, so I recommend taking both of them and guarantee profit. A total in the game can't land at 6.5. Either it's going to be 7 or higher, or it's going to be 6 or lower. Regardless, you're going to be making money. So I like this arbitrage opportunity a lot. I like both bets individually a lot as well. And that's going to be it for this video. So some bets for you guys to tail. If you are tailing, comment and let me know. I would love to hear it. But that's it. So I appreciate everybody watching, and have a good one.